God is not limited by our thinking. It's not limited by our boundaries, our borders, our race, our religion. God is not denominational. That's why He is God. He moves seamlessly through all of these things that we have put up. These so-called systems that we have put up of race and religion and politics. These are the things that divide men, divide nations, cause hatred against people groups. And there are people who manipulate them. And sad to say, some of them stand behind the pulpits on Sunday mornings. Some of them are politicians. And we have to be careful about taking sides. Because you might find yourself standing on the wrong side. We must hear the voice of God in these things. We must see what God is showing us through these things. God is not limited by geography, by religion, by race, by denomination. He is not. He can show up anywhere. The birth of the Son is a perfect example of it. He was not born in the palace. He was born in the manger. He does things that we would not normally think of. And that is why we must have this mind renewed all the time. Because when we think, there's no way God could show up here, there's no way God could show up this way. And that's exactly the way He shows up. That's exactly the way He shows up. In your most difficult time, and I know we've been through some this year, in your most difficult time, and you think, how can God show up in this situation? And He shows up. Because He is God. And He is not limited by human limitations. He supersedes these things. And that's why He is God. Do not say to yourself that God cannot show up this way or reveal Himself to a person or that person. He can. And He just might. He just might. The gospel of grace is for everyone. Verse 11, for unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord, and this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. The world is waiting on a sign. Sad enough, the church is waiting on a sign. And even in the time of Jesus, the people were asking for signs. What is this thing about signs? And you see, the thing about signs, Andy, is everything can be a sign. There was blood moon or something, that was a sign. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, upside down, that's a sign. Everybody's looking for signs, you know? There are, I think there are 26 numbers that have signs to them that people play. Whatever sign you might see on one morning might be a different sign than what I might see on one morning. So who knows? Everybody's always searching out for signs. Stop searching for signs. Stop searching for signs. Unless clearly directed by God, stop searching for signs. Stop living your life by signs. The greatest sign, the greatest miracle, the greatest wonder you will ever see is yourself. Let you be the sign. Why don't you be the sign? The sign of Jesus Christ, indwelling human flesh. You are the sign. Stop looking for a sign out there. There is no sign. I tell you what, the sign was already given. We're still asking for a sign today, Brother Billy. We're still asking, the church is still confused. We're still asking for signs. Signs and wonders. Signs and wonders. Everything's about signs. So every time something new happens, It signals the end of the world. It signals Jesus' return. Jesus, even in his time, said, there's only one sign I'm going to give you, and that is the sign of Jonah. 3 days and 3 nights, that is the sign. Is that to come, or is that in the past? This sign was given a long time ago. What sign I'm still asking for today? But you see, the people who are still thinking in terms of signs will be easily misled. We need to stop thinking in terms of signs, external signs, because there will always be things happening, and most of it are just natural unfolding of events. So Christmas Day was a full moon, and it hadn't happened since 1977. So is that a sign? A sign of what? Well, I assure you that there will be another full moon on another Christmas day. So what will that signify? Stop looking for signs. Because even as Pastor talked about it, remember Moses in the court of Pharaoh, and the people saw these signs when he threw down the rod, and the evil magicians were able to duplicate the signs.
True.
And people who follow after signs will be fooled and will be misled and will be entrapped. We need to stop looking out for signs. The greatest sign is the miracle that Christ has done in you. Verse 25. We want to talk about another man who was out for the appearing of Jesus Christ. His name is Simeon. And this man was found in the temple in Jerusalem at about the time Jesus was taken to the temple during the times of the customs and the traditions of the law, after the law. And behold, there was a man in Jerusalem